Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt like your legs weren't quite ready to hold you? Or maybe you've hesitated at the top of the stairs, feeling just a little unsure of your balance. If you nodded yes, you're not alone and you're not broken. These small moments are common after 60, but here's the truth most people won't tell you. Rebuilding your strength and balance doesn't require a gym membership, fancy equipment, or hours of your day. It just takes the right habits, done consistently, that's it. So, let's make this simple. If you're watching this, you probably want to stay independent, feel strong in your body again, and move without fear or frustration. You want to enjoy your morning walk without worrying about falling. You want to garden, play with your grandkids, or carry your own groceries without pain or struggle. And above all, you want to feel like yourself again. That's why today, we're diving into 5 everyday habits that are simple, safe, and surprisingly powerful when it comes to restoring strength and balance. No gym needed. These aren't exercises that leave you sweating on the floor or routines that wear you out. These are habits that fit into your life, not the other way around. And yes, they work. Did you know that more than 80% of seniors can reverse muscle loss just by changing one daily routine? We'll talk about that today, and I promise it's not about lifting heavy weights or running marathons. Now, let's ease into the first habit, and I'll ask you a simple question. When was the last time you stood on one leg, on purpose? You might chuckle, but bear with me. This first habit is what I call the stand and balance check-in, and it's one of the easiest yet most overlooked ways to rebuild strength from the ground up. Here's how it works. Once or twice a day, while brushing your teeth, waiting for the kettle to boil, or standing in line, try lifting one foot just a few inches off the ground. Hold that position for 10 seconds, then switch. That's it. Now, you might wobble. That's okay. You might not make it to 10 seconds at first. That's okay, too. This is not about perfection. It's about waking up those tiny stabilizing muscles in your legs, ankles, and core, the ones that keep you upright and balanced, the ones that quietly fade when we stop using them. Think of your body like a house. If the foundation, the legs and hips, is weak, everything above it starts to feel unsteady. But this simple habit, it lays new bricks in that foundation every day. And it's not just about strength. Balancing activates your brain, improves coordination, and helps your nervous system stay sharp. It's like sending a wake-up call through your whole body. Doctors and physical therapists alike have started recommending this small balance challenge as part of fall prevention programs, and for good reason. Studies show that older adults who practice single leg standing regularly reduce their fall risk by over 35%. So, start where you are. Hold on to the back of a chair if you need to. Focus on one breath at a time, and just do it once a day. Over time, you'll feel more grounded, more in control, and less afraid of losing your footing. But we're just getting started. Let me ask you something else. Have you ever felt like your energy is fading faster than it used to, especially by mid-afternoon? You get up, do a few things around the house, maybe run a quick errand, and suddenly, it's like your battery hits zero. That brings us to the second habit, and I'll be honest, it's one most people resist. Not because it's hard, but because it sounds too simple to make a difference. It's the 10-minute walk ritual. Before you skip ahead, yes, I know walking might already be part of your day. But this isn't just any walk. This is a deliberate, gentle, post-meal walk, and it's a game changer. Here's why. After we eat, our blood sugar naturally rises. That's normal. But for many older adults, especially after 60, this spike can lead to energy crashes, sluggish digestion, and inflammation that slows down recovery and muscle repair. A 10-minute walk within 30 minutes after eating helps regulate blood sugar, improve circulation, and even aids in rebuilding muscle tissue. You don't have to go far. Just stepping outside, breathing fresh air, and walking down the driveway and back or around the block can be enough. And here's the surprising part. New research shows that these short walks can be more effective than a longer 45-minute walk done once a day, especially for energy and blood sugar. One of my clients, Martha, she's 72, started doing this after her lunch. She was skeptical at first. 10 minutes won't do much, she said. But 2 weeks in, she told me, I don't need a nap in the afternoon anymore, and I'm sleeping better at night. That's the power of movement done right. It doesn't exhaust you, it restores you. And if the weather's bad, just pace around the house. March in place while watching TV. The key's consistency, not perfection. It's the rhythm of gentle movement that tells your body, I'm alive, I'm here, and I'm rebuilding. You might be wondering, but what if my knees hurt? Or what if I have arthritis? Great question. If walking outside isn't comfortable, there are gentle chair-based or indoor routines you can do instead. The important part is that you're moving after you eat, not slumping into the couch. Because the body doesn't respond to intensity, it responds to habit. And remember, these habits aren't about adding stress. They're about restoring what time and stillness have taken from you. Now, let me ask you something personal. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel stiff? Or maybe like your muscles haven't quite woken up yet? You swing your legs over the bed, try to stand, and it's like your body's still asleep. This brings us to our third powerful habit, and honestly, it's one I wish more people over 60 knew about, because it can change how you feel the entire day. I call it the wake-up stretch, and it's as gentle as it sounds. Before you even leave your bedroom, spend just 3 to 5 minutes moving your body intentionally. This isn't yoga. You don't need a mat. You don't need to be flexible. You just need to move with kindness. Start by raising your arms slowly over your head. Stretch like you're reaching for a cloud. Roll your shoulders. Turn your head gently side to side. Tap your toes on the floor. Roll your ankles. Reach down just a little and breathe. This signals to your body and your nervous system, we're ready for the day. It lubricates the joints. It wakes up your circulation. And it sends more oxygen to your brain. People who do this simple morning stretch routine report feeling less joint pain, more mental clarity, and better balance throughout the day. And the best part, you can do it in your pajamas. No equipment, no schedule, no pressure. Just you, your breath, and the quiet intention of taking care of yourself before the day rushes in. Now pause for a moment. You've already learned 3 habits, and you might be realizing something important here. These aren't exercises in the traditional sense. They're small rituals woven into your day, not added on top of it. They're built to meet you where you are, whether you're active, dealing with chronic pain, or just starting your journey back to strength. And if you're thinking, I'm too old, or it's too late, let me gently remind you of this. Muscle can be rebuilt. Balance can be restored. Energy can return. Even after 60, even after 70, even if you've never exercised a day in your life, you don't have to change everything. You just need to start with one thing, one small step, one short walk, one breath as you balance on one foot. And that brings us perfectly to our next important habit. So, we've already started making small shifts in how we use our bodies right at home. Just by being more intentional with how we stand, sit, and move, you're already doing more than many people half your age. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Balance and strength aren't lost because of age. They're lost because of disuse, and what you don't use, you lose. Let's take it a step further. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to shrink with age? Not just physically, but in energy, in confidence, in the way they move through the world. That shrinking often starts with the legs and hips. That's where habit number 3 comes in. And it might surprise you with how simple and powerful it really is. The third habit is something we often overlook, the invisible chair. Yes, you heard that right. And no, I'm not talking about some fancy piece of equipment. I'm talking about the power of squat holds, or what some call the sit and stand habit, which builds lower body strength and reinforces balance like nothing else. Now, before you imagine bodybuilders at the gym doing deep squats with weights, hold on. This is something completely different. You don't need dumbbells. You don't need spandex. You don't even need a gym. All you need is your kitchen counter or the back of a sturdy chair. Let's paint a picture. You're waiting for your tea to steep or watching the microwave tick down. Instead of standing still or sitting on the couch, what if you placed your hands lightly on the counter, bent your knees slightly, and slowly lowered yourself into an invisible chair, just a few inches, and held that for 10, maybe 15 seconds? It may sound easy, but try it once, and you'll feel muscles waking up that haven't been called on in years. This simple move builds strength in your thighs, glutes, and hips, all the parts that keep you upright, walking confidently, and reducing your risk of falling. And because you're engaging your core to stay steady, it's also gently training your abdominal muscles to kick in and support your spine. You don't have to go low. You don't have to hold it long. Start with just 3 invisible chair holds a day, even if it's only 5 seconds each. What matters is consistency. Did you know that falls are the leading cause of injury in seniors, but over 80% can be prevented by improving leg strength and balance alone? This one habit, done daily, can literally save your independence. And that's not just about preventing injury. It's about confidence. Knowing that when you step off a curb, or walk through the garden, or carry your groceries, your body has your back. Speaking of the body having your back, let's talk about habit number 4, which is all about the part of your body that often gets left behind, your ankles. That's right, the strength of your ankles, those small but mighty joints, can be the key to improving balance and preventing trips and slips. Now I know what you might be thinking, my ankles, really? But here's something most people don't realize. Weak ankles often lead to unstable walking, poor posture, an increased risk of falling. And it makes sense. Every step you take depends on those 2 little joints handling your entire body weight, adjusting for uneven surfaces, and keeping you upright when you move. So here's the daily habit: the toe raise and the heel lift. 2 movements that take less than a minute, but work wonders. You can do this while brushing your teeth, folding laundry, or waiting for the kettle to boil. Just stand near a counter or wall for balance. Lift your heels up slowly, rising onto your toes, hold for a few seconds, then slowly lower down. That's 1 rep. Then, do the opposite. Lift your toes up while keeping your heels on the ground. You'll feel the muscles around your shins and ankles activate. Do 10 of each. That's it, every day. This habit strengthens the stabilizer muscles in your lower legs. It helps with circulation. And here's the kicker. It retrains your proprioception, your body's ability to know where it is in space, which declines naturally with age unless you work on it. And here's something else to think about. Doctors are raving about this balance reset move that seniors can do in under 60 seconds. And it's as simple as lifting your toes and heels. Isn't that amazing? You don't need to climb stairs. You don't need to buy a wobble board. You just need your own feet. Think of how often seniors fall just by stepping off a curb, catching their toe, or slipping slightly on a smooth surface. That's not just bad luck. That's a loss of ankle stability. And you can absolutely rebuild it. Now, maybe you've been dealing with arthritis. Or maybe you've had a sprained ankle or surgery that left you feeling weaker. Please know this. It's never too late to start strengthening. Even gentle movement, done regularly, brings results. So the next time you're brushing your teeth, waiting for your tea, or chatting on the phone, lift those heels. Flex those ankles. These micro movements create macro-results. And here's something beautiful that happens when you begin reclaiming your strength in the lower body. Your posture improves. Your breathing becomes deeper. Your energy begins to return. You stand a little taller. You walk a little prouder. And that brings us to something incredibly important, something many people overlook, but might be the most powerful balance habit of all. Not a workout, not a stretch, not even a movement, but your eyes. Yes, I'm talking about your gaze, where you look and how you use your vision, because balance isn't just physical. It's deeply connected to your sensory system, especially your vestibular system, which involves your inner ear and eyes. And as we age, that connection weakens, unless we actively train it. Here's a simple exercise you can do that trains both balance and coordination, and it only takes 30 seconds. Stand near a wall or a chair, gently balance on one foot. Now, without moving your head, shift your eyes side to side, slowly, a few times. Then try looking up and down, again without moving your head. You'll notice your body sways slightly. That's good. That's your balance system recalibrating, and over time, it gets better. If you want to take it further, you can gently move your head side to side while keeping your eyes locked on one object, like the doorknob or a light switch. It sounds silly, but this tiny habit activates the neural pathways between your brain, eyes, and balance centers, helping you feel more grounded and steady on your feet. It's like upgrading the GPS in your brain. So many people overlook this. They work on their muscles, but not the signals that tell those muscles what to do. But when your eyes, brain, and body work together, you become stronger, faster, more confident. And that's what this is all about, not just exercises or habits, but the freedom to move through the world with joy again. Think about it. Imagine walking down the street and not worrying about tripping. Imagine reaching for something on the top shelf without fear of losing your balance. Imagine bending down to pet your grandchild or play with your dog without aches or hesitation. That's not a fantasy. That's your future, if you keep building these simple habits day by day. So take a moment and think, which of these habits can you begin today? The invisible chair while waiting for the microwave, the heel raises while brushing your teeth, or maybe just focusing your gaze while standing tall. Even one is enough to create change. And here's something I want you to remember. You are not too old. You are not too late. And your body is still listening to every choice you make. It's time to speak to it with love, through movement, through strength, through balance. And the best part, you're not doing this alone. We're here together, every step of the way. Now, if you've made it this far, I want you to pause and take a breath. Seriously, in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. That breath, that's not just air, that's energy. That's life moving through you. And that brings us directly to habit number 5, the one that ties everything together. You've worked on your legs, you've worked on your ankles. You've reawakened the signals between your brain and body. Now it's time to do something deeper, something that strengthens your core in the most gentle yet effective way possible. And no, this isn't about sit-ups or crunches. In fact, those can often do more harm than good in later years, especially if you have osteoporosis or spinal issues. This habit is called intentional breathing with posture engagement, and it's so simple yet so powerful that once you feel it, you'll wonder why it's not taught in every senior health program. Let me explain. When we think about core strength, most of us imagine the abdominal muscles, the six-pack. But real core stability isn't just your ABS. It includes your deep pelvic muscles, lower back, diaphragm, and even your breath. Yes, your breath is part of your strength system. So here's how you do it. Stand or sit tall, shoulders relaxed, spine upright. Place one hand gently on your stomach and the other on your chest. Now take a deep breath in through your nose. Let the breath expand your belly, not your chest. As you exhale slowly through your mouth, gently draw your navel in towards your spine, just a little, like you're zipping up a coat. This is called diaphragmatic breathing with core activation. Hold that gentle contraction for 2 to 3 seconds. Then inhale again. Repeat this cycle 5 times. That's it. This one movement trains your core to activate naturally during movement, improves your spinal alignment, supports better posture, and reduces strain on your hips and lower back. And the best part, you can do it anywhere. Watching TV, sitting in bed, standing at the sink, even during a walk. When your core is engaged, even gently, your balance improves dramatically. Why? Because the core is your body's center of gravity. It's the anchor that supports every movement, from walking to reaching to bending. And here's something truly empowering. Harvard research shows that diaphragmatic breathing improves not just posture and strength, but also cognitive clarity and emotional well-being. So while you're rebuilding your balance and physical power, you're also calming your mind, regulating your nervous system, and lowering stress hormones that interfere with healing. This is habit stacking at its finest. One simple breath, 10 powerful benefits. Now, let's take a moment to connect the dots. By now, you've been introduced to 5 everyday habits that don't require a gym, don't require special equipment, and take only minutes a day. The intentional sit to stand, to engage your large lower body muscles. Invisible chair holds, to power up your thighs, hips, and glutes. Ankle flexing, heel raises and toe lifts, to stabilize and strengthen your foundation. Balance and gaze training, to retrain the brain-body connection. Breath with core engagement, to align your posture and build deep strength. And here's the truth, you don't need to do all 5 every day. You just need to do one. Then build from there. This isn't a race. It's a return to the powerful, steady, vibrant version of yourself that's still there. You may be 60, or 70, or 80. That number doesn't define your strength, your habits do. And as we close this part of the journey, I want to leave you with one simple shift that makes all the difference. Start seeing yourself as strong. Every time you sit and stand without using your hands, say to yourself, I am strong. Every time you rise onto your toes, balancing with grace, say, I am stable. Every time you breathe deeply into your belly, lengthening your spine, say, I am grounded. Double quotes. Because you're not rebuilding from nothing. You're reclaiming what's always been yours, turning strength and balance into daily habits, gentle yet powerful. How to turn these habits into a daily routine that feels natural, not like a chore. And how to track your progress in a way that builds confidence, not pressure. Including gentle morning and evening mobility routines. You now have the tools. It's time to make them part of your daily rhythm, naturally and without pressure. Our goal isn't to force exercise into your day. Our goal is to let movement flow with your life, just like brushing your teeth or sipping your morning tea. And to do that, you don't need willpower. You need rhythm. You need ease. And you need a way to feel proud, even if you miss a day, instead of feeling guilty. Part 1. Turn 5 key habits into a natural daily routine. Let's start with a simple truth. A little bit, done consistently, is better than a lot done occasionally. Here's a sample routine. Follow in the morning, afternoon, or during breaks. Total time, just 10 to 12 minutes. Morning routine 5-7 minutes. Awaken circulation, activate joints. 1 minute. Sit upright and take 5 deep belly breaths, gently engaging your lower abdomen. Core engagement. Habit 5. 2 minutes. Perform heel raises and toe lifts, 10 reps each. 2 minutes. Do a simple balance gaze. Stand on one leg for 10 seconds. Switch sides. Fix your gaze on a steady point. Repeat twice. Benefit: activates joints, boosts circulation, and improves ankle mobility and balance. Afternoon or evening routine 5 minutes. Strengthen and release tension. 2 minutes. Practice sit to stand 5 to 8 times from a sturdy chair. 1 to 2 minutes. Try a wall sit. Slide down against a wall and hold the invisible chair for 10 to 20 seconds. 1 minute. Combine deep breathing with core engagement, imagining yourself standing like a strong tree. Benefit: strengthens glutes, thighs, and lower back while calming the nervous system. Part 2. How to track progress without pressure. Many people give up because they don't see fast results, but you're different. Because you'll learn to track how you feel, not just what you do. A no-pressure journal format. Day: how I felt today, what I did, one thing I'm proud of. Monday: more stable, getting up 3 sit-to stands, 10 heel raises, didn't use my hands to push up. Tuesday: stiff knees in the morning, better after movement, 5 minutes of breathing plus ankle rolls, I moved even though I felt tired. Just 1 or 2 lines per day. Honest. After a week, you'll look back and realize you weren't just exercising, you were transforming. Part 3. Gentle mobility routines for morning and evening. Morning mobility routine: 5 minutes. Circulation and joint activation. Arm stretch and wrist circles, 30 seconds. Stand or sit. Reach arms overhead, rotate wrists. Inhale deeply. Shoulder and neck rolls, 1 minute. Roll shoulders forward 5x, then backward. Gently turn head left-right. Knee to chest to 1 minute. While seated or standing, gently pull one knee toward the chest, hold 5 to 7 seconds, switch. Forward fold -1 minute. Sit and reach toward knees, allowing your spine to gently curve. Deep breathing to 1 minute. Focus on the lower belly. Inhale, engage gently, exhale fully. Evening relaxation routine for 6 minutes. Ease tension and support recovery. Gentle hip sways to 1 minute. Sit and gently shift hips side to side. Ankle circles to 1 minute. Sit or lie down. Rotate each ankle 10 times in both directions. Child's pose or seated forward fold -1 to 2 minutes. Kneel and fold forward if possible, or sit and hug knees gently. Slow breathing at 2 minutes. Close your eyes, hands on belly. Inhale for 4 counts, hold 4, exhale for 6. Feel your body relax. Closing thoughts: you don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to shift one rhythm and repeat it gently every day. And the most beautiful part, each small action you take sends a powerful message to your body. I'm taking care of you. Whether you're 60, 70, or 80, your age doesn't define you. The energy you choose to nurture each day does. Support, recovery, and connection, moving forward together. How to use chairs, canes, walls, and simple props to make movement safer and more effective. What to do after a fall or on days when you feel sore. And how to bring others into your wellness journey so you're never walking alone. Part 1. Support tools. Use them proudly, not shamefully. There's a powerful truth we often forget. Support doesn't make you weaker. It makes you stronger, longer. Think of these as your wellness allies. Sturdy chairs with arms for sit-to-stand practice and balance work. Walking canes or sticks for stability during outdoor walks. Walls or kitchen counters to assist during leg lifts or balance training. Small exercise balls or rolled towels for gentle squeezing, core activation, or a hand dexterity. Resistance bands light to safely strengthen arms or thighs. These tools aren't signs of limitation. They are signs of wisdom. You're training smarter, not harder. The cane is not a crutch. It's a companion for the journey. Part 2. What to do after a fall or during a sore day. Falls and soreness happen, even to the strongest among us. But your response is what shapes your recovery. If you've had a fall, pause and breathe. Check for pain before moving. Call for help if you're unsure. Don't force yourself up quickly. Once safe, take note. Was it caused by poor lighting, slippery floor, weakness in a joint? Follow up with a physical therapist or doctor. Early guidance prevents future issues. If you're sore or stiff, especially knees, hips, or lower back, rest, but don't stop moving. Gentle mobility part 4 is perfect here. Use warm compresses or a warm bath to soothe the area. Add a restorative routine, slow breathing, ankle circles, seated stretches. Hydrate and nourish. Inflammation often eases with proper fluid and food. Recovery is not about stopping. It's about listening to your body and adjusting your pace. Part 3. Share the journey. Don't walk alone. One of the most healing things you can do. Invite someone to move with you. Whether it's your spouse, a neighbor, your grandchild, or a friend at the local park, here's how to make it easy. Choose a movement buddy. Just one person to check in with once or twice a week. Start with something fun, like tea and toe lifts or a shared breathing session. Share your progress journal. Celebrate the little wins together. Join a local wellness group or church movement class or even online. Remember, movement is not just for muscles. It's for connection. It's for joy. It's for remembering that you're still growing, still vibrant, still alive, one mindful step at a time. You are never too old, too stiff, or too far behind to begin again. Whether you use a cane, hold the wall, or sit in a chair, what matters is that you're choosing life, again and again. And when you fall, don't stay down. When you rise, rise slowly and rise with grace. Your strength is not measured by how much you lift. It's measured by how gently you care for yourself and how beautifully you keep going. Remember, building strength and maintaining balance not only helps you stay physically healthy, but also keeps your spirit young and optimistic every single day. Every step you take, every good habit you practice, is a solid move forward on the path to long-term self-care. Never underestimate the power of simple habits. They are the true key to continuing to enjoy life fully and freely. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your loved ones so you can all improve your health and well-being together. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more valuable content created, especially for those over 60. And if you have any questions or want to share your own experiences, leave a comment below. I would love to hear your story and support you on this journey. Start today, because age is just a number, but health and happiness are your choice.